man, good morning to everybody, first of all. Second of all, we're going to touch down real quick on all the mayhem and the chaos we see manifesting at Capitol Hill. And in general, man, the division, the two political parties encouraging blind allegiance or loyalty. Now, we know when it comes to this particular scenario or incident, Capitol Hill, we know who's responsible. We know who had their blind loyalty dictating their actions and their mindset and their emotions and their angst like overgrown toddlers. But that has to apply to everyone. That level of accountability that I'm speaking on has to apply to everyone equally. Not one party is perfect. Both political parties are exhibiting world-destroying tendencies. Okay? Let me go ahead and clarify. The left utilize firearms as scapegoats. They refuse to incorporate accountability into the welfare system, which perpetuates addiction. It perpetuates the abuse and neglect of children alongside animals. You're rewarding people for bad behavior. You're providing or allotting vast resources to individuals who are delirious and on meth or various other substances. Children and animals catch the bad end of the stick that way. Accountability is necessary. And compassion that's void of accountability is really just poison. Balance is essential. So that's the left, right? The welfare system, firearms, the same scapegoat and deflection tactics that we see the right exhibiting, just in a different fashion. The right utilize immigrants and minorities as scapegoats, and they're destroying our planet and environment for means of profit, acting as if the planet's magically invincible. Our environment and sustainability are just complete myths or illusions. Bruh, both political parties are destroying the planet and the people. This is insanity, man. It's time to exhibit discipline. It's time to be the change our planet requires. I can't believe all the hypocrisy and scapegoats. Everybody's popping Xanax and drinking vodka, being delirious and glorifying blood diamonds and Gucci. Designer clothes made via slave labor. Bro, nobody's leading by example. They're putting their children on synthetic speed. They're not present in reality. They're not a role model. The children goes and shoots a school up, and then they want to blame firearms. Majority of all the acts committed against children are not perpetrated by immigrants or minorities. So you see how both parties are utilizing whatever they can as a distraction, a deflection tactic, or a scapegoat. Instead of having a mind of our own, instead of having a point to our existence, instead of continuously evolving past our addictions and character defects, instead of uniting and evolving alongside one another as the people. Those individuals, those politicians, those even celebrities in Hollywood, those people in positions of wealth and power, they're not leading by example. They're not earning their positions. If anything, they sabotage us and capitalize on everything they can. This is disturbing. The doctors are handing out Xanax and antidepressants instead of encouraging a solution-based purpose. Everybody's being misled, and misery's become a profitable enterprise. Both of these political parties, they encourage a blind allegiance, a blind loyalty to one side or the other. There's no deductive reasoning. There's no differentiating. Come on, man. We have a lot more potential than what we're currently exhibiting. We possess a lot more internally than they want us aware of. No more. That blind allegiance is what results in that ignorance and that chaos and mayhem we saw manifesting in Capitol Hill over the past 24 hours. The same ignorance we see both sides exhibiting at different times and in different fashions. We all know this, bro. But nobody's acknowledging these elephants in the room for what they are. Because people have a very difficult time identifying the root cause of these problematic cycles. Because they're still trapped in them. Trapped in their addiction, trapped in their insecurities, their pride issues, their hate, their character defects. Very few manage to evolve past this and identify the root cause of these traps, let alone forge a solution regarding them. But we're obligated to, once we've managed to identify the trap and therefore remove ourselves from it, we have the obligation to warn our fellow human beings about that trap so they don't fall into it or remain in it. We have the obligation to free them from that trap. We have the eventual or inevitable obligation to dismantle that trap. Now, does that mean violence? Does that mean overthrowing? No, it means leading by example. It means uniting and evolving alongside one another. The bar is really low. It doesn't take much to make an impact right now and produce results. Even evolving past some of our character defects, having discipline and control over our mannerisms and gestures and our disposition, you know what I mean? That in itself, millions exhibiting a bit more discipline, deductive reasoning, and restraint, I'm telling you, man, that in itself would change things overnight. Let alone evolving past their addictions and their world-destroying tendencies. Come on, man. Life is not crushing a Rubik's Cube. But if we view reality as our enemy, It'll seem that way. It'll seem like a jigsaw puzzle you can never piece together. That's not life. When all of our fellow human beings are struggling with that exact same puzzle, and all we'd have to do is assemble it alongside one another, instead of individualizing our obstacles, come on, man. Life is simple. Reality is awesome. You possess more internally than they want you aware of.